Hi, I'm David, and this is Lessons from a Decade of Listening. Now, one of the biggest advantages of anonymized dialogue is that it emboldens voices, it brings perspectives and views to the table that we otherwise might not hear. But one of the benefits of that, maybe not immediately obvious. Now, people engaged in conversation or dialogue on Harkn often get into sort of differing opinions, or you'll see sort of different perspectives associated with things that may be definitive, right? So let me give you an example. So in one of our clients, a conversation kicked off one day about whether or not you were allowed to leave your desk and go outside and get a cup of coffee and go for a walk. Now that might seem daft, and of course, what was happening was somebody had said they weren't having a great day. Somebody else said, well, why don't you just go for a leg stretch, go for a walk around the block, get a cup of coffee, come back, you'll feel better. The next person came in, and bear in mind this is all completely anonymous. Next person comes back and says, well, actually you're not allowed to do that. And this sort of turned into quite a big discussion for something that might not have been, it didn't seem like something that should have been a big conversation, put it that way. But I think what's really important is that whilst it can be easy sometimes to look at a conversation like that and say, well, look, there's a lot of misinformation being shared here. Why would people say this and why would people say that? And we can often assume malintent, but that a bit like the sort of sinking the ship we're on doesn't really make any sense. People wouldn't do that. By and large, people don't do that. Instead, what people are doing is they're sharing their perspective, something they believe to be true. And when we accept that, when we realize that what we're seeing that actually people have a wildly different understanding of things that we all take for granted, or we imagine that everybody sees things the same ways, and we really don't. So what happens in that situation is the organization and its leaders and managers and the people in it have a great opportunity to understand the different perspectives that we have about things that maybe, should be absolutely certain. And in that particular case, what happened is the organization was able to go back and clarify exactly what was intended in the HR manual that was actually ambiguous and led people to have different views about what the rules were. And so the company was able to say, well, look, actually, this is what we meant when we wrote that, and so let's change it and clarify it and make sure that everybody understands that, of course, it's okay to go and get a cup of coffee and take a walk around the block.